because we're going to be giving this thing away, guys. We're going to be giving this cookbook right here away. Right there, guys. At the end of this broadcast, we are going to give it away. Oh, you don't got to do hardly anything for it, guys. Not much at all. How are you doing tonight, John?
Ronnie, I'm doing good. How do I sound? Muzzled?
It don't matter how you sound.
Yeah, things are good. Things are good. I had surgery Friday. I took my catheter out yesterday, and I'm out and about. I am ready. Ready to go. Ready to roar. Let the lion roar. So things are good.
That's awesome. Guys, chime in, man. Share this thing. We got viewers tonight. Chime in if you want to. Love to hear you guys. We'll get you guys up there. Here we go. I'll tell the guys right now. Can we hear? I hope we can hear. We got 5 or 6 viewers. Guys, stay on tonight. Because guys, we're going to talk about Garage Cleaning Talk Live. We're going to be drinking a little bit of, John's having a martini. I'm drinking a little agua.
Life is good. You got to enjoy every minute of it.
That's it, man. Cookbook tonight, John. I'm going to give a cookbook away. You know what else, John? I got a couple of these bad boys. I got a couple of these bad boys, man. I'm going to give a couple of them away. Sure. I'm going to give a couple of them away tonight.
Beautiful.
Matter of fact,
these shirts.
Here we go, man. We got David. He's watching. What's up, David? Hey, John, really quickly, I just want to make sure everybody knows January 19th, 20th, Trudy, largest training event in the Panhandle, Sandestin, Florida. John's going to be doing a garage cleaning on the 20th, man. It's a paid deal. Guys, make sure that you guys get registered tonight if you're going to go to that. Tomorrow, the price goes up, right, John? This is a free training event, but John Tornabenny's doing a paid garage cleaning class. The highest paid speaker in our industry, John Tornabenny. He's going to be doing a garage cleaning class. You guys, make sure you guys get signed up. It goes up tonight, John. Tell them, what does it go up to?
Well, it's going to go, I think, from $350. It's automatic. It's already set by my web person. It goes to $395 at 12:01 tonight. And I guess some people tell me, John, why do you charge for the class? I just want to tell you guys, I think Ron brought this up earlier on one of the videos. I've been to over 50 industry events and conventions because there's nothing better than getting knowledge from people and networking with people. And, I put a lot into this garage cleaning end of my company. I went to a lot of training, and I never really wanted to teach this stuff, but what happened was I had people asking me, and my classes would fill up. So I look at it like this: I give out everything I know in these classes, and I don't mess around. So I charge for that because all the years and the everything I went through to learn how to be good at what I do, I pass it on to you guys. And if you look today, I have the best vendors that sponsor my class. I mean, today you have Eric and Lisa Cease from the Power Wash Store of Pennsylvania. I have, Anya Curry's got my website, first page in 4 states, at or near the very top. I have the best people best vendors that sponsor my class. There's a whole slew of them. I can get a lot more. I deal with these people, and I give the wealth of knowledge of what I have. I leave it all out there for you guys. You can ask me anything. I have a 200-point PowerPoint, shows you exactly what we do. I go over everything, and it took me a lot to get to that point. So I do charge for the class, and you get your money's worth times 10. And the other thing is, if you use some of those vendor discounts I have, the sponsors I have, you'll save thousands of dollars. And I always want to bring it back. And another thing, Ron, because my house is under construction. I got my 2 driveways ripped up. They just got redone. We're getting the wood floor torn up. I got all kinds of stuff going on here. We're finally spending money at the Tornabenny household because this pandemic, I held back for a year. But we're giving away prizes in the class. One of these here is the Pro Tool sprayer from Jay Racenstein. Somebody in my class is getting that. I mean, and we use these sprayers. We use this sprayer here for thousands of parking stalls. Ron's giving away an F9 cookbook by Craig Harrison. I've been to a couple of his events.
Tonight.
Yeah, tonight. It's going down tonight, people. So,
going down, man.
Going down.
Upside down, a backwards
upside down. Hey, sometimes people think I'm upside down, but it's all right.
Pressure Washing Institute. This is the original too, man. The John Tornabenny garage cleaning cat class. Look at that, guys. Tell them all those plates, John. Read it off how many places you taught that. There it is.
Atlanta,
no teleprompter, right
Vegas.
there.
I have my Phoenix hat on. I have my Vegas hat on. I've been in Nashville. I've been in New Orleans, Charleston,
and now
Houston,
Florida, man. Sandestin.
Yeah. The best time of year to go there because in New York, for example, we're hitting like 20, 30-degree weather already. The Florida Panhandle is beautiful at that time of year. So it's a great time to go down there. And flights are cheap. People, let me just talk about the flights for 1 second. I got flights going into Florida, listen to this, for $25 of that time frame. Because I have a house in South Florida. So I got people coming down to see me down there. Very cheap to fly that time of year. And Florida is the best place to be. Outside of Arizona, I got family out there too. They're also great in wintertime.
Look at that, John. There's the wide angle view. There you go. We've got a free training event going on the 19th and 20th. If you guys sign up for John's event, don't forget, man, if you pay for the garage cleaning, make sure you come out. This is going to be the biggest, largest training event in industry history. There's nothing bigger. There's no bigger event I can guarantee that's ever happened in the industry history. John, how long have I been doing this training events? You've known I've been doing events since what, early 2000s?
Yeah, oh my God. Ron was I have a long history with a lot of people in this industry. One of the longer ones with Ron. I know Ron since like 1997, 98. And Everett Abrams can vouch for this. I don't think he's watching. He's the Wizard of Wood. We used to call Ron the father of the roundtables because he was doing roundtables in the early 2000s. And I've been to a few of those roundtables, and he's the one that really made that thing known. And now we call them events. Some people call them conventions. But yeah, Ron's been doing it a long time, and I've been to quite a few of his over the years. And I put that in my today's post that Ron, listen, I'm going to quote Patrick Clark. Patrick Clark, you guys know him. I'm going to quote what he said to me. Ron is a king of commercial sales. There you go. And I knew that. So
you know, I can argue. Yeah. There's one thing. There's a lot of flattery going on and stuff like that, and like guys tooting their own horn. I always promote a lot of other people, and I appreciate you saying that about me. And I will tell everybody there's one thing that I do. There's a couple things I do well, and one of them is I can coach. I can take a kid that can hit. I can get him to hit. I don't care. You give me the kid that can hit, I'll make him hit. The other thing is I can take anybody, and everybody goes, no, you can't just take anybody. I can take anybody and make them a salesperson. I don't care who they are. There's no salesman is born stuff. They weren't born with a sales book in their hand when they came out. You can teach anybody how to become a good salesperson. You know what a lot of people don't realize, John? A lot of people don't realize that sales isn't what they think it is. They really don't. They don't believe it's what they think it is. They think the sales is the old IBM guys coming in the blue suits, and they're always trying to push stuff down your throat, or the car salesman, the bad experience that everybody's always had buying a car. Car salesman, man, it's just, I'm sorry, car salesman, but it's brutal. We just want to get out of there because we're hungry or we want something to eat. We don't want to see you circle any more numbers on a sheet and tell us that you got to go see Oz behind the curtain. I love when they got to go see Oz behind the curtain. That's always a fun thing. Guys, chime in and ask some questions, man. I got a certificate right here. The cool thing about this event that's in the Panhandle is you're going to actually be able to get an environmental certification, guys, an environmental certification from the National Association, guys. So there's no doubt. John, I don't have my garage cleaning hat, man. You forgot to tell me to wear it. I do have my Washmart hat, though. So that's cool.
Washmart's great. Marco Ramonda's great. Amber Kilman, Marco's dad, they're all great. But I'm going to go back to what Ron said about sales. One of the things I learned from Ron years ago, and Ron goes more extreme on certain things, but one of the things I learned was to do samples. And I remember Ron said that years ago, like do a sample. Ron even actually advocates sometimes, let's say like a McDonald's or an Applebee's, maybe do a whole free shot, and then you can get all kinds of work from that. But I did. Oh my God!
You're gonna have guys out there. You're gonna tell all my secrets.
No, I don't go too far.
Here's the funniest thing. If you're taught that strategy and you do actually do the entire service for free, it is a very low probability that you will not. You will get the maintenance contract. You will get it. I've got students and people that have done that, and there are still guys out there that are batting 100% on that. You know what I mean? And we're not talking about because their prices were right. We're talking about because they were able to show the customer the value in their service over the current service provider, and what a difference that makes. And I got to tell you something, John. Part of it, you used something really funny before. F9. You won't use groundskeeper on a garage. I won't tell why, but
Well, listen,
But Josh,
you can
it
use it.
clean
I mean, you got to be in my world. You got to be careful with chemicals. I mean, people say, "Hey, just soap everything up." Bleach, for example, with concrete. You got to be careful with this stuff. They're thinking that that building, that class in Florida, might have been all the years of bleach in the garage that got to the rebar. Who knows? I'm in a different world with this stuff. I don't want to go back to one thing Ron said. I can tell you one of my customers, because I no longer have them, but I had Cigna. They're a Fortune 90 company. Their headquarters are in Connecticut, and they're basically 3-4 hours from my house. So what I did years ago, I went out there and I did a couple stalls. I did actually ask permission to do a sample. I talk about this in my class. I'll give you a little tip. And I went there on a Sunday, and people are like, "Oh, you drove 4 hours on a Sunday to do a sample? What kind of moron are you?" So I did the sample. I submitted it with the bid. Now, we didn't get it right away. This is the headquarter garage. My wife stayed on top of them for 2 years until we finally got it. And because of that sample, we made a lot of money cleaning that. We since lost it, but we were cleaning it every year. It came down to not just the sales presentation. It came down to that sample. Was Ron would say do the samples, or even Ron would never do a whole garage for nothing. But, you can sell it based on that. So that's part of sales. And I learned that from Ron probably in 2002.
I've done a lot of elevator areas. I've done a lot from the garage to the parking garage, and I've done a lot of stairwells, and I'll do those. I guarantee I'll do those for free. A lot of times, see, John, I let the cat out of the bag on this one. How I will get a garage or any job is I will give those are called maintenance areas. And John knows this too. Those are areas that the garage manager, whether it's the owner, whether it's a third party, whether it's the actual garage company that's managing it, there's all kinds of ways these garages are managed by, mainly by facility parking garage companies. The large majority in the big metropolitan areas are. Now you start talking government garages, completely different ball game. City garages and stuff like that are managed by municipalities. They usually will manage that stuff within themselves. But here's a tip for you. Don't always think you got to try to land the whole garage. Try to get the maintenance on the stairwells, the elevator areas, and so a lot of times they will clean the walkways, even if it's an elevated walkway. They'll clean those walkways from the garage to the building more frequently. Here's why, and John's huge on this: safety. Those stairwells have to be cleaned more frequently. They have to use them in an emergency. There can't be any obstructions, slip and falls. There can't be any spiders in there that people could get bit by. They always have to be clear because they are an emergency exit. And that's a little tip for you guys. So that's a hot spot when you're talking to these garage managers. It'll give you more clout and more trust with them, because then you'll know, they'll understand, what they're talking about. The other thing is, stay the heck, and I was going to say HELL, but stay the heck away from those elevator areas.
Oh, God.
If you don't know what you're doing.
I'll tell stories about that in my class.
One drop of water, man, and you blow out the circuitry in those elevators. Well, it's a minimum to get a guy out there to come look at that. It's $3,000 or $4,000.
No, $3,000 or $4,000, like 30.
No, just to come out. Just to come out.
You can burn. I can tell you stories of people I know that burn those up.
Yeah.
You got to keep the elevators up. I go over that in my class. But I'm going to go back to two quick things. The Cigna, what I did was when I went into that garage. Now, Cigna is a Fortune 90 company, not a Fortune 500. They're worth $100-something billion, maybe $200 billion. The chairman and them, they get flown in helicopter landings up top of the building. So I wasn't near that. But what I did was I found the executives' parking area, and I cleaned their stalls for nothing. That's the first thing. The second thing is Ron talked about stairwells. And I want to go one step further with sweeping fast. You guys are going to be shocked when you hear this. We do, I think, 16 garages a year. We clean their stairwells 3 times a year. That's part of the maintenance packages that Ron was talking about, because it's health and safety, as Craig Harrison says. But what people don't realize about my company is we sweep. Now, listen to this number. We sweep every month. We do parking garages. We do 24 million square feet of that every year. It's 2 million square feet of every month. And those are 10 garages that we maintain. So there's a lot. And I'll tell you, that sweeping contract is gold. People, I'm going to tell you, that's so valuable that's a part of the maintenance plan. And now what I'm learning now, I'm going to talk about some of my garage class. I'm on the brink of signing 3-year contracts. I'm going to talk about that in my garage class because, you know, I don't look. A lot of people say to build your company to sell it, and I am. You know, my wife runs the whole thing. I have a great deal with my company now because I set this all up, all systems and everything else. But I'm not leaving for 20 more years. I have a great systems. I learned from the Brandon Vaughns of the world, the Ron Musgraves, and that's the most important thing. You got to have systems in place. But contracts and Ron knows this. Commercial work adds a boatload of value to your company. I have a tremendous residential and thousands of customers, thousands, but it's the commercial that really adds a lot of money to your company contracts. So, Ron, what do you want to give away? You want to give away a shirt? What do you want to do?
Man, I'll give away a couple of shirts, man. Look I'll tell you right now. Let's see. Let's see who's there. Oh, look at Jeremy Brooks there today.
Jeremy Brook. Let me tell you, Jeremy Brook lives in a van down by the river. Just so you guys know that.
Travis Hayward. We got Joel Hickman. We got Delta Hydro Cleaning. We got 18 guys on tonight, guys. Andy Wilson. Hey, guys, there's no share. If you want to share and like it, that's great. You can like the video. All we gotta say is tonight, chime in, man. Say, hey, what's going on? Just say, hey, what's going on? At the end of this thing, man, I'm going to take you guys and I'm going to draw one of these. As long as you said, hey, you may win the thing, I'll message you if you want to continue to watch till the end. As soon as John's done here, John, I'm going to bring in Chuck tonight on the end of it. He's the safety guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to come in on the end.
Okay.
We're going to have Chuck come in at the very last 5 minutes of the thing.
Well, Ron, if you want to go a little longer, I can go up to 7:30 because I'm going to dinner afterwards. So I can do up to.
No. Let's keep it short, John.
Right, yeah, whatever you want.
Short is always better, man. Short is always much better.
Right. Give the people what they want. They want it.
Well, start talking garages, John. First of all, they got to get on there, nationalcleaningexpo.com or Google Garage Cleaning Class. Because here's the crazy thing. John's #1 in Google for garage cleaning class. There's nobody that outranks him. Anya Curry, who's coming to the event, she builds website. She's dynamite. Can't say enough about her. I mean, she's absolutely awesome, man. And we got and then there we go. Even on vacation, Wash Life sucks me in. See, Andy's on vacation and he's there, and his wife is just sitting next there listening to us.
You know what that is, Andy? Andy's a business owner, as we are here. And I'll tell you, I used to watch a lot of sports. I could break trivia records. I'm a big statistician type guy, but business is the new sport in my life. And when I go on vacation or I'll be in my Florida home, I'm going to do one event, which is Trudy's event. I may stop off at a couple others. But I'm always thinking business. When I'm with my wife, we're on the beach in the Gulf of Mexico, because my house is right down the road from there in South Florida. I'm always thinking business, and because I enjoy this, I enjoy the camaraderie, and I enjoy the networking, and I enjoy the competition, and I want to win, but I want to help you win too. So it's all part of the routine. Ron's got me sideways now. John's a little sideways right now because I had surgery.
I went sideways on us. He went sideways.
Yeah, he went sideways.
I'm gonna give 2 of these away. I hope I still have 2 to give away. I think I do. Hopefully, it all depends on what size you ask for. But here's the thing, guys. You'll get a shirt regardless, man. You'll get a shirt. We'll get you a shirt here. We'll get you one of these great shirts here. There's a shirt here right behind me. Let me get that image back up again.
Ron, what is this shirt? They all say Pressure Washing Institute on it, right?
Absolutely. They all.
Let me tell you.
This is the front of the shirts, and then there's the back right there.
We got all these vendors there. You got the Power Wash store. You got Joe. Listen, Joe Walters lives his house in Florida is 5 minutes from mine. So I'm going to be doing dinner with him when I go down to Florida. I love Joe Walters. You got Washmart. You got Great Jay Racenstein. I'm gonna just
Fleet Solutions.
You got Christy West,
Rocco,
Trudy,
Washmart.
John's got everybody. These are all great vendors. But I want to just tell you guys,
Power Wash Store, San Antonio.
Oh yeah, hey, one of those guys were in my class. Ron, one of those guys was in the 50% owner was in my class.
Chad Charles and
Chad Charles. Yep,
great guys.
Yep.
Great guys.
And, I just want to go back to the Pressure Washing Institute. Most of us.
Hang on a second, John. I got a winner right there. Travis Hayward. Message me
winner
right now you've got a shirt. You either got one of these right there, one of those right there, or if we got your size, we'll get you one of John's right here. These are really cool shirts. Hey, limited classic edition, because this is it. How many of these are there out there now, John? 125? That's it. 125.
Yeah, it's not too many. I mean, it's not too many. And I may retire from teaching soon. I mean, Ron keeps saying, John, don't leave. I love what I do. My contracted company, I'm doing this till I'm 80, people. 80. I was telling Ron yesterday, I may get back out of retirement and get involved with orgs again. I don't know, but my contracting company is so rock solid. Systems are in place. I love what I do, so I'm not going nowhere. But as far as teaching goes, our money is always made in the contracting field. It runs itself. I have great guys, same employees, 12 and 14 years, same part-timers, 4 of them since probably the last 7, 8 years. So I have a great systems in place. I don't know how much further I want to go. That F9 product is a great stuff. But I'm going to go back to one thing, Ron. PWI came on board in the year 2001, Pressure Washing Institute. Ron made this group back in August.
21 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago. And what happened was Ron created this in August, and I ended up becoming like a moderator and stuff like that for him. But and then 9/11 happened about a month later. And I'll tell you, I was telling this to Ron, tragedies bring people together. The industry was united at that point. At that point, it was united, and all of it was coming. A majority was coming from PWI. Now, all these people that I'm not going to mention names. They're known people in the industry. They were here at the Pressure Washing Institute, and they learned a ton. It's a massive information site. It was #1 for years. I think it was ranked in the world maybe 300 when you had AOL. They were ranked #1, and all those companies. You were ranked extremely high. So you know what? Out of respect for this, Ron created it. I never let that go because I learned so much from there, and I also gave out a lot of information from there, and that became the dominant bulletin board until Facebook came along. But like Ron says,
remember what we called it?
PWI?
PWI.
Yeah.
No, PWI. Hey, John, I want to tell you something. I got another winner here, man. Delta Hydro. Delta
Bruce Martin, brother.
Yep. Hey, chime in what your real name is in case you contact me. Contact me through Messenger right now. Right now. Hit me up on Messenger and let me know you won a shirt. You got to tell me you won the shirt if you're watching. Delta Hydro Clean is our second shirt winner. I don't know how many shirts I'm going to give away tonight. I got about 700 of them. I guess I might as well give a few.
Oh, my God. It says PWI on them.
Everybody that is going to the convention, and Delta says they can't wait till the Panhandle event. He's going. Wear that shirt, man. Every
event you go to, wear the shirt because the information in that group is tremendous. I want to talk about a couple of guys here. John Shackle's on here.
Really quickly, you got to get that link in there below. I'm going to go get that link. I'm going to go find the link to the garage. I'm going to throw it in there for you. Guys, tonight it goes up. If you're going to the event and you're interested in the paid portion of the garage cleaning event, you got to get on there tonight because tomorrow, what are we talking about? Today it's like $99. Tomorrow it goes to $129. What is that?
Yeah.
What's the cost?
What's
the cost, John?
It's $350. It goes to $395. And I'm going to tell you guys, I compete with some tremendous companies. The biggest one I compete against is SP Plus. They have over 26,000 employees. I lost Donald Trump, one of President Trump's garages. They wanted me to do this. I'm not kidding you. When I lost the garage, it was overpricing. When I lost the garage, they called my wife because she runs the company. And they were like, John by far knew the most that we needed to know. The only problem was his prices are too high. And, I can't come down to this company, 26,000 employees. But in my class in Branson at the huge convention, I had Stephanie White, who was in my class years ago. She was front and center, John Cloud, these multimillionaires. She does 1,200 garages a year. She charges 3 cents a square foot. And people are like, oh, when she talked to my class, I went, oh, she is over a $10 million company. Every model is different. I tell people that. So I didn't win the Trump's garage. But you know what? I stick to my values. So, but I'm going to give you a lot of stories on that when you come to my class. I'm going to give you a lot of insight into my world, how we do this stuff, how I deal. Listen, I have a part in there called, and I have more than the itinerary you see. One of them is called "If You Can't Beat Him, Join Him," and people might think, "Oh my God, you can't beat him, you joined him." Well, I did garages for companies that got 9,000 employees, and I learned a lot from them. But these garages, they really weren't. They had to be done really, really good. So we got in there. I did 3 for this one company. I'm going to talk about that in my garage class. So I work with anybody and everybody, but you gotta get off that highfalutin thing that you got to be the highest price guy. And the other thing is, don't always knock the low guy, because the low guy may have 26,000 employees. So there's a lot to discuss in my class. Oh, Ron, I want to say one more thing, Ron. One more thing. Bruce Martin's on here. Bruce, hey, brother, hope you heal. He broke his leg and bones were popped. He was in my warehouse. Me and Bruce, we have a long time relationship. Great guy. And John Sacco, I want to talk about him fast. I see him on here. John Sacco builds that smart box. Now, my systems aren't geared to do remote control stuff, but John Sacco builds a smart box. From what I'm understanding now, and I like John. I talked to John in the past on the phone. People are telling me that smart box is golden. And when I find this out from like 50 of my friends that have that thing, that's why I bring John Sacco into that as one of the sponsors, because I'm always about vetting, and I'm always about finding out. I was an information guy in my law enforcement days, also a union president, PBA president. I always needed information. When I find out stuff like that, and like today with Seats' Rob Crozer, he's got $100,000 worth of stuff built by the Seats, because I knew I built my own system, my own trucks and stuff. But I knew that if you want a different type of system, the Seats, what they design and put together is top of the line. I knew that from talking to a lot of guys. And now Rob Crozer, who might be watching this, he went out and got 2 trucks done. He's getting a 3rd truck, an F550. And, his company, Ron, is 20 minutes from my house. I've taken Rob Crozer to the 2nd biggest home in America. He sat down where I sit down in the dungeon, what he goes into. These are my friends. And I don't need to compete.
You. My kid's watching you tonight there, John.
Oh, yeah. Which one of your kids?
Ryan. Yeah, you
get. Oh, yeah. Hi, Ryan. What's up, brother?
Meet him. I think he's coming to Florida.
I remember Ron's little daughter. She's like 4 years old. John, you're a very bad man, because I'm very controversial. She's like 9 years old. John, you're a very good man.
That's funny.
And then listen, I'm going to give you guys a piece of advice. And I'm a fast talker, as you can tell. Never burn a bridge in this industry. Don't do it. Just don't do it. If you don't like our political views, chalk it up as you don't like the political views. Get mad at us, because a lot of guys, listen, Ron's got more guys loving him and more guys mad at him. But don't burn a bridge when it comes to business. I'm going to make that clear, because we're in this industry. I don't care what you say, what people say, oh, I'm in here to please people. You're in here to make money first. So don't burn those bridges.
Great show tonight, John. We've been 28 minutes, man. 28 minutes. 350 goes up, or it goes up to 400 tomorrow, right?
395.
395. $5 cheaper, but 395, 350 goes up. What's it go up? What's the last time it goes up? Like it goes up and it's 550 or what?
Yeah, I don't even know, but I know when I did one at the Huge, it went up to $600 because we filled up the class. And what happened was, with the walk-ins with $600, they had, when I was, listen to this, you gotta love this. When I showed up to my class, now I don't do mornings, people, because I'm not a morning person. My guys go out every day at 6:30 in the morning. I don't do mornings. But what happened was, I went down to my class and they moved my class. And for some reason, maybe I was partying all night long. I wasn't told. The class filled up too fast. So my class was moved over.
That's
I should buy Raymond Burke's class. It was Raymond Burke's. It was a property I forget what his class was. Plant and property protection. My class was put next to his. I didn't even know that. What happened was people were trying to come in the door. It was $600 to get in, and I'm not going to do that to Trudy. My wife does all these certifications. And Ron keeps saying, John, do it on the net. Do it technology. We'd zap it over to you. My wife does the old-fashioned way. She fills it out. I sign them. I don't know what we're going to do this time. Probably the same thing. We do folders for everybody. Everybody gets these discounts for 30 days. So we're very well organized. But, I'm not really sure what the price ends at. But my classes always do well because unlike a lot of teachers in this industry, Ron, as you know, this is what we do. I'm not, you know, like the guy in California done 3 garages and he's going to teach garage classes. We do them all the time. So that's I'm a contractor, people. As Ron said 20 years ago, I think Ron coined this. Mistake if I'm wrong, but Ron said contractors first. Said that many, many years ago. And that's why I think right away when I saw Ron saying that, because he was a contractor back then, believe it or not, I jumped in on that. Contractors first, always. But listen, we never forget our vendors too, because our vendors, a lot of them are contractors. So never forget your good vendors. What do we point at?
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
go over the list. I don't know everybody on there, but I see you got Aqua. I'm not sure who they are.
You got Aqua Fleet Solutions, F9, Panhandle, Scirocco, Justin Monk, Stain and Sealing Pros, JRC, Mr. Pipeline, Joseph Walters, Washmart, Bulldog Pressure Washers, Power Wash Stores San Antonio, Sub Effects. These are just some of the guys that are going to be there. There's a host of others now. Anya's coming. Josh Trees is coming. I mean, they're all coming. By the way, John Sacco, you saw what he said there, John. Thank you.
John's a great guy. He's a great guy. You know what? Yeah, John's a great guy. He's an up-and-coming guy that, John actually called me one day, and he actually said to me, I think if I remember correctly, John, correct me if I'm wrong. John, what have you been teaching classes for a year? And at that point, I was already teaching like 6 years. He wanted information. I respect that. John I do my due diligence. John was doing his due diligence. But I want to talk about something else here fast, Ron. And I can go on if you want to stick around another 15 minutes. I'm going to dinner at 8 o'clock. What's also going on here is I had some people break my nuts over something recently. So Ron, I asked Ron. I said, Ron, Ron was the past UMCC. Listen, I was involved with you. Me and Ron, one of the first members of that org. So I got involved with the org. I was on the convention committee back in 2009. I was been on the PWA twice, the convention committees. Like Ron, we both got these excellent awards up the gazoo. But I asked Ron about a year plus ago. I said, Ron, I think about a year ago. And look, we're not business partners, no matter what you hear. But I said to Ron, would you be willing to help me? Because I don't charge for stuff. Ron's the greatest promoter in our industry. I said, Ron, would you help me to promote the PWA events? Because, I'm very close with the Joe Settis, Bo Giusetti, Meg Giusetti, Bo's the president. And I really want to push this org to a different level. Ron says, yeah, John, no problem. So we started doing those shows. We're giving out prizes. And now, to make that long story short, the PWA is now appearing at Ron's events. I think in Arizona, they signed up probably 15, 20. Ron, how many people they signed up in Arizona?
16.
16 members to the PWA. The PWA is a great nonprofit org. The UMCC is, they're a nonprofit.
Did you put these stickers on your truck yet, John?
No, I got no stickers, Ron.
You see how reflective they are, man? At nighttime, you can see these things up for 500 yards.
Give me some stickers, because through Rob Crow's, I'm going to get 3 trucks wrapped here coming up. I got no stickers. I got nothing. And I don't ask for nothing. If you want to send them, send them. You don't want to send them, don't send them. But now Ron gets involved. And now, and in turn, Ron's giving out these free shirts. I think Liette Lipker is a superstar at the PWA. And Bo, if he's watching this, knows this. She was wearing a shirt at the event. Everybody should work together. I think Bo said this. Ron said this years ago, but then everybody gets into the politics. But Bo's like, we're here to unite the industry. And he truly believes that. I'm telling you, he's the best president I've ever had under my time, 20 years as a member of that org. He's the most proactive and best president. And I'll tell you, I spent time at Robert Hinterleiter's house for a week. I'm very close with Robert, and he got hurt in Arizona, Ron. He fell down that cliff. We're very close. But the industry needs to work together. And what happens is when there's a tragedy, it unites people. We had the pandemic. We lost the opportunity on that because of health and safety. We didn't jump on that. But what's going on in California, I'm going to do a little plug here to SCORE when they're trying to eliminate these gas engines. And me and Ron debate about this on the side. They're trying to eliminate gas engines.
About that tonight if you want.
Well, yeah, Ron and Marco Ramonda got this Elon Musk kind of thoughts. They're like, John, but you know what? I look at stuff for the contractors, 25 horsepower engines and less, that you're going to ban that in California sales in 2024. And people are like, oh, who cares, John? We already got our engines. You're not going to get parts. Kohler and Honda are pulling out of there. So there's a lot
Anybody
of stuff
that
going on.
wants a sticker, guys, fill that form out right there, and you'll get a set. A set is 2 stickers, but I want to see them on your vehicles if you take a set. These are UAMCC safety stickers, guys. They're not cheap. Don't put them on your toolbox. Don't put them on the wall at your shop. They go on your truck, and they're going to save your life or somebody's life. They're highly visible from anywhere. I've got some on a couple of the kids' trailers. As a matter of fact, I'll get some pictures of that. I should have got one today to show everybody how they work at night. They're absolutely crazy. You can see the vibrancy of those things.
Yeah, shut your lights off, Ron. Can we see the reflection or no? Are they one of those glows at the night?
Yeah, they reflect. Look, I can get my little ring light. You know, there's a trick, guys. I want to give you guys a little tip. All these people that have those ring lights, like you can see it in their eyeballs. You know what I mean? If you set the ring light off to the side, just off to the side, you won't see it. See, mine's off to the side, so you don't see it reflecting. But then you can just see how good these stickers are, man. Look at that, damn it! They just pick up that light like no business. But yeah, John, it's about uniting the industry, man. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Guys, everybody that got a shirt, you don't have to fill out the form. You're going to get a set of these. If you want a shirt, they're going to come there automatically to you. But you know, it's getting down to the time, John. We're going to have to give these away. But you know what, man? We need to get Bo on here again one night, John. And we need to talk about that. I don't have any problem getting Eric on here, and let's debate the small engine thing. I mean, I really do. I mean, I'm for contractors, right. But John and I were talking about the small engine debate. I'm not for trying to waste resources at this point on something that's already happened. I want to find a solution to the problem. And I believe that there's a solution out there. I think everybody just they just don't want to believe that there's a solution. You know what I mean?
My thought is you fight them to the wall, get Gavin Newman out of the office. Laws come and laws go. Now, in New York, you can smoke marijuana. You couldn't smoke that a while ago. The laws come and laws go, but they also can change. And I know if you fight hard enough, you can make change. So me and Ron and Marco and his father are brilliant. They're like the Elon Musk of the industry. That's why Marco's got all these places now. So there's a lot to talk about there. But Ron, we're going to bring on Chuck or no?
I'm going to bring him on, man.
Chuck, come on down. Come on down.
Bringing Chuck in. Here he is. Here's Chuck. Chuck is the UAMCC safety guy. Let's see if he can make it in. There you are. How you doing, Chuck?
What's up, Chuck? What's up, Chuck?
Not a lot, man. How y'all doing today?
Oh, good.
Good. I heard that conversation. You guys bring up some good points. Ron, he wanted you to turn the lights out so we see them reflectors glow.
Oh, what's the glow?
Yeah, turn that light out and let's see how that thing go.
Be in the dark.
Yeah, I know. Put a flashlight on them bitches. Them look good. Yeah. See there, that's a lot better right there.
That's a lot better. Ron, send me 2 of those.
Yeah, actually, Ron, I think you put them on your trailer and you they glowed like it was daylight, man.
Oh man, it's crazy. Yeah, absolutely crazy. Guys, there's the form right there, guys. It's right there. Right there's the form. Fill that form out and you'll get a free set, completely free set. Now, guys, they're not free. These stickers are very expensive. Chuck is the chairman of the safety team. They put this thing together, guys, to get these safety stickers, making aware of 2 things: the UAMCC certifications and safety. You got a little feedback there, Chuck.
Ron, what do those tickets cost? What do they cost?
What did they cost the association? They're a couple bucks. They're very expensive stickers.
I'll donate $50 to those stickers.
How much?
50. How many?
That'll pay for.
How many?
That'll pay for 100.
All right. Well, put on your show. Everybody wants them. I'll pay the $50.
Donation. Appreciate it, John. No sweat.
Problem. No problem. Chuck's got a lot of feedback. Chuck, can you hear us?
I do.
You got some feedback, Chuck.
Yeah, hell, I'm in a quiet room actually.
Well, you sound better now.
I sound better. Okay. All right. What?
Talk about safety, Chuck. What do you got?
Hey, Chuck. Here's the thing. Talk about what we're doing here. At the Panhandle, we got a fall protection unit coming. Right?
Well, you're breaking up real bad. The Panhandle event, I don't know. What are we going to do? We're going to have, 16 stations, I think?
Yeah, but what are we doing safety-wise? We got the fall protection unit, Mike Drake.
Can you call?
Mike Draper's going to be there. I'm going to talk to Mike. I've been trying to get a hold of Mike. He's not really easy to get a hold of. I did get a voicemail from him, but I missed his time frame to call him back. No, we're going to talk about fall protection, anything having to do with safety. In fact, I just posted a video on the Friends, or the safety message site, and it was a video about a trailer pulling a piece of equipment and something falling off the back of it with a motorcycle hitting it.
Oh, God.
Well, the thing is, was that video staged? I don't know. But the point is, it can happen. It can happen. We need to check our straps. We need to check our load securement and just make sure nothing's falling off that truck. In fact, if your trailer was loaded correctly, you ought to be able to roll your trailer over and everything stay in place.
That's good to know.
That's how.
Right.
That's how it
That
should
would
be.
never happen to one of my trailers.
Ron, I can tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story. We used to be big with wood restoration. And what happened was, I rented a yard space about a mile from my house. I get a phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning. Your trailer is on fire.
Right.
Now, what happened was, the fire department cut the gate to get in. Now, where my trailer was, there was a 100-foot drop in the earth. I knew people used to dig the earth, so I used to keep my stuff over there.
Right.
They broke the side of the trailer to get in. And I'm like, how can the trailer be on fire? They're like, your trailer is on fire. So they break the side of the trailer. Instead of cutting the locks, they cut the damn locks. They fill up the trailer with all the foam, would set the trailer on fire, Ron, and Chuck knows this. We had these marks to stain on them. And they were folded up in there. The guys stained the whole house. And because of the way they were kept, combustible reaction, they lit themselves up 10 hours after the fact. Safety. Who knew that?
Well, when I drove truck for 25 years, and the one thing that they taught you is something you never hear about, and that's called a brake fire. If you have a heavy load on your trailer and you're going down a grade, your brakes catch fire. All right, that happens a lot. But a lot of drivers, what they do is they try to dolly down, they try to unhook, they try to pull the kingpin, and then they try to separate the truck and trailer. If anybody has a brake fire, especially some of the bigger units that have a lot of heavy equipment on it, dolly down and pull out. Don't worry about the airlines if you have any. Don't worry about the wire connections. Pull out and get away from that equipment, because you're not going to put that fire out yourself if it's that bad.
Wow.
So fire safety is a big one. Load securement. I'm really big on load securement. I'm really big on fall protection. And believe it or not, I'm really big on complacency. And I can give you a really quick example. I know a guy that retired after 30 years. Now, I was in the plant. No big deal. I was in the plant. But he retired. They called him back and asked me, can you help us out? No problem. When they helped him out, or when he helped them out, he helped them out on the same machine he had ran for the past 30 years. He got complacent. He wasn't watching the guards, stuck his arm in to clear a clog in the machine, and it took his arm off at the shoulder.
Oh, geez.
He had ran that same machine for 30 years. But he got complacent. He let his guard down. And when he let his guard down, he lost his arm. The man's only 62, and
so many stories.
Chuck, that's in closing, Chuck, I appreciate you coming out tonight, but I was going to tell you this. That's the reason we got the fall protection unit coming.
Yeah.
Going to be down there. And here's the cool thing about this, guys. This thing, we're knocking the cobwebs off of it. And Trudy it's got its new home. Trudy basically, it's a mobile unit, but she has basically said she's going to do at least 3 trainings a year for free for fall protection. Because, we all know Trudy's got a story. Her son fell off of it. Was it a 2-story or single-story house? Anybody remember?
Well, he got hurt bad. I know that.
Hurt really bad. And he was going around a gable, he unharnessed to get around the gable, and of course he unharnessed. You're at risk. He fell, he slipped, and he was in the hospital for, I don't know what the whole story is, but it was a long time. And so she's got a reason. Chuck, I appreciate you coming out tonight, man. We look forward to seeing you.
Ron, before Chuck goes, hold there for a second. In around 2014, 15, 16, a guy named Ted Watson, and Ron knows this.
Chuck,
Ted
hey,
Watson.
John, I'm going to let Chuck go so we can get that feedback out. You can tell the story, Chuck.
Let me tell that story. I'll tell the story. Chuck, nice talking to you.
Beautiful.
Florida. Yeah, Ted Watson and I, Ted Watson, I was a big PWA guy. Ron knows I was treasurer in 2005 and 6. And then I got involved with the UMCC with Robert Hindenleiter. So was Ron. But Ted Watson used to always hit me up through the bulletin boards and eventually Facebook, I think it was. I only come on Facebook like 2014. I think mostly bulletin boards. He was hitting me up through the bulletin boards. And he was always debating about orgs, like Democrats and Republicans. And I was always trying to take the higher road. But we used to get these debates. And then he falls off a roof. And he falls off the roof, let's say August of that year. He fell off the roof and but he survived it. He got banged up. And now he goes back. I heard he fell off the roof. And I was like, Jesus, Ted, you're right. He goes, yeah, John, I'm tough as nails. I'm okay. And I think these industry organizations, he came right back at me. Suddenly, it stops. And I'm like, what the hell happened to Ted? This is like 3 months later. And Tony Shelton, that was the environmental chair for UMCC, says, John, you didn't hear what happened? He fell off a roof on a house. He was going up on a house to clean it. He fell onto the roof below. But then he was okay. I mean, he only went down maybe 7 or 8 feet. The ladder kind of kicked out. Then he went up to the top and fell again. And Ron, you know the rest of the story. He hit the concrete, and maybe he lived a day. He died. And I found this out. I was heartbroken. Me and him had these heated debates. He was so passionate. I never met him. I know guys that knew him loved him.
We all knew Chuck, and he was a hell of a guy.
No, Ted.
Yeah, Ted.
Right. Oh, great guy. Very passionate. If he was here today, he'd probably be a big safety director. He was a bull in a china shop.
Well, he was a safety director. He was
the bull.
He was too opinionated to be a safety director.
I know, but with guys like him, when you become a bull in a china shop, what I learned as a cop, like somebody got shot up or something like that, when the mistakes happen and they survived it, and people lived it, they actually become some of the best trainers. That's why I think I do okay at my garage class, because I live it. We do this. I can explain it. If Ted would have survived that, God rest his soul, I think he would have he was a risk taker, Ron. I've been on many roofs when I was younger. My guys do roofs. We do the harnesses and everything else like Chuck would recommend and Michael Draper, but he went down and, he died. And I was like, I couldn't believe that. So there's a lesson learned. You never let your guard down. Our country did it in 2001 when my uncle used to go on I'm not going to tell my uncle's name. He used to go on a plane with a gun all the time in his camera. They let the guards down. We got attacked. You know the rest of the story. In the industry, when it comes to safety, and Michael Draper can tell you this, and Chuck can tell you. And Bradley Varnell, Ron, I don't know if you know who he is. I love this guy. I met him at this convention. He does a lot of power washing. Everybody loves Bradley. He's seriously injured right now. He went off a ladder on a roof. I think he was cleaning hoods. He had compound fractures. If you look him up, Bradley Varnell, he's saying they're telling him he can never walk again. And I told Bradley, I said, don't listen to that. When I played softball, when I first got married to my wife in 1993, I played a lot of sports. In softball, we just got back from the honeymoon. I tore 2 Achilles tendons on one play, out of work for over a year. One I severed completely, the other one I tore it. And they told my wife, my cop career's over. I wasn't power washing yet. You're never going to walk. John's never going to walk the same way again. I was sitting in the room, and I said, yeah, let's see. And then here I am. I was in pain for a long time. I walked the same way again. I lived my life the same way again. So Bradley, if you're watching this, I love you, brother. We've gone to dinner with you guys. I met you in the Fleet Watch convention also, because I have a place in Florida. I stop by these events. And just, safety is so important. You never know when your number's up with that. And Ted Watson, God rest his soul, Ron loves the guy. I love the guy. I never met him, but we used to. I probably had 300 PMs or bulletin board PMs, and the guy was passionate, and he's no longer here. So
yeah, and here's the thing. you know, we know countless other guys, man. Countless other guys. There's
tens of thousands.
David Vickers, 3-story.
David, yeah.
Russ Spence, fell to the deck, 40 feet to the concrete.
And Russ Spence, you would never want to tangle with that guy. That guy's as strong as an ox. It broke him up.
Yeah, and busted him all up. I mean, we have these countless accidents that are stupid, John, and the ones where people die putting a water-fed pole into a power line.
Or
an aluminum ladder.
Parking garages. I know guys that died in the parking garage on the bottom floor, overtaken by carbon monoxide.
Yeah, these things need to happen. Oh, hey, what are you talking about? Like, we just had those guys in Phoenix. They went into the back to do a washout in a semi-tractor trailer rig. 2 of them dead. Wow. The kids that go in, and it's always kids. This is the terrible one. This is the kids, and the reason I talk about this is because this could happen to us. Kids in fast food and restaurants will go into a restroom, and they will go in there with chemicals and start attacking it. And in a restroom, you don't use heat, and you rinse it with water before you do anything. And you're always wearing your respirator and your PPE because you never know what somebody else put on that floor. And it only takes a little bit of mustard gas, just like those guys that couldn't get out of the, we always think they couldn't get out of the bathroom. They died inside of a bathroom, and it just overcomes you, and you can't move. And it's a situation you don't want to be in ever.
Right. I can tell you stories. Darryl Mercer, that we know, Ron and I, got like 500 employees at a tremendous company. One of the places he cleaned here was Legal Seafood. Well, she used to go. I love my lobster, Ryan. I know that now. I got my place. I get the live lobster out of the tank. But I used to go there, and nothing to do with him. But one of the managers in there was down below, and he was cleaning stuff. He was overtaken by the gas. It might have been bleach or something like that. It's like carbon monoxide poison. It killed him. And bleach, chlorine. You got to watch for that too, because that attacks your lungs. And listen, I can't be around chlorine with my guys when they're mixing stuff. I can't, because all the years, I used to wear the PPE, but then 9/11 happened. I wasn't getting the calls. They're like, I'm walking around the house with and they're like, hey, what's going on? So I stopped wearing it, and it destroyed my lungs. I get pharyngitis all the time because of that. There's so many things that you got to be careful of. And safety, Michael Draper hammers his point home. Safety has got to be first for your employees. It has to be first, because Ron, I don't know if you know, Heath Phelps was involved in a bus accident last night. Do you know that, Ron?
I saw it. And
the car hit him 70 miles an hour. And this is what I dealt with as a cop. And he's lucky to be alive, because the bus overturns, they're going to be thrown, they're going to be killed. And what I learned as a cop years ago, because I dealt with the worst disaster. Long Island's worst disaster was on my watch until Flight 800 happened. A plane jet fell in the woods, and there I am. So I dealt with the Long Island's worst disaster. But the one thing I do know is, and everybody knows, is, listen, if you're skid, your truck overturns, you lost it all, as long as you're not hurt, because you can replace, everything's replaceable except life, your health, and safety has to be paramount all the time over money, because we all take risk. I know some of the guys watching this thing, they've probably been on roofs, they're hanging off, they're cleaning the roof, and a lot of guys show themselves not harnessing, and watch out for that too, because these insurance companies see that, they'll drop you. And so safety's got to come first, always. But outside of safety, let's remember, we're in this industry to make money, and that's what my class is about. I want you to make money cleaning garages, always.
That's right. And I just want to give stuff away.
And Ron loves to give away the ship.
I just want to give stuff away.
Give it away, Ron.
You got to get Marco on the phone and give away a hot water unit, man, or something, man.
Yeah. Well, he gave one away this year, 2020, in February at his event.
He'll do another one away at the Washmart event. There's no doubt. He gave one away. He gave away a cold water unit, 8 gallon a minute. I didn't even realize that thing was $4,200, man. It was no joke. $4,200 cold water unit, guys. I love giving these shirts away, guys. I'm going to tell you guys, this is the craziest thing, man. Guys, I don't know. Is this Josh? Do you know Josh Delgado?
I heard of him.
Do you? Josh, PM me. You want a shirt. Just PM me on.
There you go, Josh.
There's the 4th shirt. All the guys so far have PM me except Bruce, but then I PM Bruce because he wanted.
Bruce who, Martin?
Martin won a shirt. He got a
Give him a
shirt.
shirt. Bruce Martin's a great guy.
Who won a shirt? Who won a shirt? Never mix acids with SH. No, never.
No, Bruce Martin right now is recovering. I think he got hurt, Ron. If I remember, he bought 2 breaks in his leg down below.
John Sacco, did you ever get a shirt? You got a winter shirt, man? John, you got one? I'll see if he's still here. He can chime in. John, PM me, man, if you want a shirt. If you haven't ever gotten one, we'll get you one.
Yeah, John deserves a shirt. Yeah.
We'll
wear that shirt at your PWMCA meetings.
Try to get you one of these too. We'll try to get you a John.
Yeah.
This is the thing that amazes me, though, John. This is really the thing that amazes me. Look at this. This is amazing. Look at this. The highest paid speaker.
Stop that. Stop.
Atlanta, Las Vegas, Atlantic City, Nashville, Charleston, New Orleans, Houston, Phoenix. Now, finally, Florida. I mean, only thing that's going to complete it, you did Phoenix. Where are we going next, John? Australia?
I don't know, Ron. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that tech company's got 12,000 garages. Ron knows that. It's a $1.2 billion a year contract. I don't want to work for anybody, but who knows?
We have no idea. No idea. Yeah, when Chuck came on, we lost the signal. We lost the signal a little bit. Either this software can't handle it, or maybe he has a low internet. We don't know, but we lost the signal a little bit. But oh well, it happens.
It was a good show.
It was a good show.
Hey, Ron, it's been a long time, man. Ron wants me to keep doing this. Ron revels in this stuff.
You got to, John.
I don't know when I'm coming back. But I am going to dinner tonight. I go to my favorite Spanish restaurant. I'm going to get my Roscan Pollas and everything else. The sangrias.
Hey, John, I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What did you think about this thing, Roof Tech? Did you see my video on that? What did you think about it?
Wait, is that the guy that's got the pump?
That's the all-in-one unit.
Yeah, man. That guy contacted me a while ago. He asked me, the guy's very respectful. He says, John, can I post in your group? I don't think he was even known. And he told me the system. I said, that's your system? Put that in my group. So, yeah, I think that's a game changer right there, because he's got a soft wash setup that also uses the power washer. These pumps are really custom designed. What do you call them, Ron? There's upstream and downstream. Everybody talks about, downstream. Upstream means it goes through the pump. So he's got an amazing system. I love to see that. I don't know if he's bringing that to Trudy's, but I think
he's bringing it there. He's not bringing one. He's bringing
out of here
7 of them.
Whoa! I didn't know that.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a game changer in this industry.
I know. Did you see it? I went right from surface cleaning to soft washing with a dedicated pump.
Bam. Oh my God!
No. We popped the gun right off the surface cleaner, turned on the soap valve. Boom! I'm soft washing with the same dedicated pump I was pressure washing with.
You know what? When he contacted me, he hit me on a PM. I'm like, who is this guy? And Jose Ortiz, Ron, this guy going to Trudy's event. He builds those right on surface machines. They're unbelievable. But when he contacted me, my head started swimming, and now I'm like, I built my own system, my own equipment for my company. And I'm like, you know what? I should take off my General pumps and put his pump in there. Now I get soft wash and power wash. Well, I don't do it. I don't work anymore. But my guys soft wash and power wash in one pump.
John, he may not want me telling this little secret. That pump that they put on there, first of all, it's underperformance. In other words, I don't want to make statements from their manufacturing because I'm not them, okay? But that pump, it's at least an 8-gallon, 8 GPM, 4,000 PSI.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's at least that, okay? Now, there's specs on it because they're the manufacturer, and I guarantee you probably because they're putting a corrosive thing through it. Right. And they tested it for, I'm not going to tell you the amount of hours they tested it for. It was an amazing amount of hours this thing's going to last. Keep in mind, this is not a $400 pump, though, John. You understand? It's not $400.
Right.
I mean, it's a few $1,000s, and it used to be a $4,000 pump because what it was made for. And I probably shouldn't be letting the cat out of the bag on this. But
don't go too far, Ron.
It was made for another industry. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that. Car wash and stuff.
Let's say it was an industry that has a lot of money to be able to buy that pump. things have changed like they always do. What happens
Oh God.
when you first invented technology? The prices are way up here. Now the prices are coming down. This was able to be done for our industry because they know our industry wasn't going to pay $5,000-$6,000 for a single pump. You know what I mean? It just wasn't going to happen. Now this thing's down to a few $1,000s, so it's in the ball game of our use. I believe, and this is just my opinion, they underrated the pump because they wanted it to perform for a long enough time period that it becomes feasible, sustainable. To say if a guy's going to spend a few $1,000s on a pump, it better last, 400 or 500 house washes, right? Because if it doesn't, you're not going to be able to, it's not like these 12 volts that you buy for $60 or $50. If they lasted for a month, we're happy. We've made, $8,000 or $9,000, $10,000, $12,000. Who cares? You throw away a $100 pump. But if that only lasted a month and you got to go out and buy a $2,000 or $3,000 pump, that's not going to work. Not going to work at all.
Ron, it's funny you're talking about that because, first of all, if I get my hands on that pump, I dial everything down. I change the pulleys. So like I have TSF.
You're like me, John. We learn. We don't want this stuff running at those tolerances.
No. I got TSF 2021 pumps, 8.5 gallons a minute at 3,600 RPMs. I dial them down to 7 gallons a minute to 3,500 RPMs. But I'm going to let you know the cat out of the bag without going into this either, Ron. Jose Ortiz that builds those he comes from the oil industry. He's going to be at Trudy's event. He builds these on stainless steel.
And he knows that pump.
Right. Yeah. Well, but he's involved with, listen, Cedar, let's tell, me and Ron got a lot of knowledge. Cedar Organization's got the richest fenders in the industry, bar none. They got Kohler and Honda. Those two alone blow away all the orgs. So these are manufacturers. So he's dealing, Ron, and I'm not going to give the names, and if Jose's watching this, you don't mind. He's dealing with a company that's tremendous, and they're working on a specialized pump for his setups personally because he's got a rock-solid setup, these self-contained surf machines that you could fill them up from a hydrant, and off you go. So there's a lot of technology and a lot of stuff going on. But, Ron, you may know this. This is before Ron's time. In 1970s, you would spend about $5,000, $6,000 for a power washer that can do 1,200 PSI. Think about that. $5,000 for a power washer in the 70s that could do 1,200 PSI. That's $18 a day.
My first hot water unit, when hot water met pressure,
right,
was $19,000, 2,000 PSI, 200 degrees.
What year?
$18,000, 1984.
See, guys don't realize that. Ron, when I was let me just backtrack. In 1984, you said, right?
Yeah.
When I was in the Middle East in the military, I had a clearance, but I was on the gun mounts, and one of the things we had were these night vision binoculars, right? They were $6,000 a piece. Nobody had them. The GPS and everything you've got on your phones is coming from the military. It all comes from the military. We had all that stuff back then, but not like the size of this. So we had these night vision glasses. So here I was in front of Lebanon, Beirut, where the Marines were killed in the barracks. So I'm out there in the ship, and I'm watching, and all I see is the Holy War, the Christians, the Muslims. All I see is this. I can see them bombing each other back and forth because I'm the sight setter for the gun mount where the guy fires, right? So I'm watching this stuff, and I'm like, I used to look around in the ship because we were dark in ship. You couldn't see anybody. I see everybody. Somebody walked out in the dark. I looked over. I see them. And now you can buy those things for $85 on the internet. So technology is changing so fast. What cost Ron $19,000 in 84, today Marco Ramonda gave away a $4,200 hot water skid at his event. So technology is changing. Did you give that away, Ron?
Gave it away right while you were talking, John. While you were flapping your gums, I gave it away.
Flapping his gums.
It's gone.
It's gone. Tell us the secret.
It's gone with a set of stickers. He won it. Jose.
All right. Beautiful.
Joshua Delgado won, and he gets a couple stickers. And wait a minute, and he gets a shirt. He got a shirt.
Oh, look at that.
He got it all. He's a big winner tonight, man.
There we go.
We got that out of the way. Now we can relax.
I tell you, whenever Ron does his show, me and Ron started hooking up. We've been friends since, like I said, 97, 98. Ron's brother God rest his soul, since passed away. He's been at my house in 2002. So we have a history. But whenever I do something with Ron, I don't want to get into the politics stuff, but Ron's always giving stuff away. He gives away the knowledge. He gives away the prizes because Ron connects with everybody. And, this is what Ron's operation is. He wants to promote. What do you got there?
Dinner's ready.
Yeah, I know. I got to get going too. Kathy reservations at 8:30. Ron, let's close it out. So my class, January 20th at Trudy Weckman's Florida panel event. It's going to be the largest training event probably in the world for power wash because they have all these circuit training. They have circuit training. We have to go in another show, Ron. Big. When
guys sit there and go, well, how do you know that this has never been done before? Because I've been doing most of this stuff for the last 20 years. So I know, and I've been to every convention in our industry and outside of our industry. I've been to them. You know what I mean? And I'm going to tell you something, John. Let's give some credit where some credit is due. People all the time go, well, Ron, the huge convention won't let you go to their show. Look, man, it's a great convention. Right. Just because there's guys that have beef with me and they don't want me to come to their thing. John knows the history there. I've been to their convention early on. I actually basically I mentored the guys that did that convention. They came to my conventions back starting in 2008. They got a great convention. The PWNA's got a great convention. CETA's got a great convention. Jamie Schmidt's got a great convention. These guys all are running great conventions. There's always value to all of these people. All of them, John. And if we're really going to bring the industry, these guys, here's the thing, man. If we want to bring the industry together, man, we have to stop the nonsense between all of us and realize that there's a common ground for everybody. And, next year, I don't know if people know this. CETA, the PWNA, the UMCC, and myself and you, John, I hope, are all going to be in Orlando together at a grand convention that I'm certain. Here's the other one I can tell you. This will be the event of 2022 as far as equipment goes. There's nobody that can bring equipment to a show like CETA. We're talking about if you walk into CETA and you want to order a Honda motor, okay, they're ready to talk to you, but you need to buy a train car full, okay? Right. They're not there to sell you a Honda engine. So when you come in there, you're talking to the manufacturers, the people that actually make this equipment, the Kohlers, the Nilfist. You're talking about a
multi-billion-dollar company.
Billion-dollar company. Yeah. You're talking to Karcher, which has got 5 or 6 different brands, and they sell billions, and they're the largest. They're the largest retailer in the business of pressure washing equipment. Period. That's it. They're the largest. You got the FNA Group is a $4 billion American company. They'll be there. And you guys may not know their brands, but we'll mention DeWalt, Simpson. All these ones you want to see that you may call not contractor brands, but believe me, guys. They're serious in the industry, and they do have contractor brands. I just toured their factory. It's amazing, the contractor stuff, the custom stuff that even these billion-dollar companies do. Because if you want 20 units and you want the biggest, baddest equipment, they will build them for you. Trust me.
Let me tell you how big they are. Let me tell you how big this. And Ron's telling you, but look, my claim to fame will always be we cleaned the Babe Ruth monument for nothing. It's a long story. It ended up getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Babe Ruth's family for Babe Ruth. So we cleaned that. And if I had to charge that, it was a fluke that went down. Maybe I would charge $400. So that's what we did. We did it for free, and it turned out to be a nice story. Ron, what did Karcher do for free? What was the cleaning they did for free?
Well, they've cleaned lots of things.
But what was the one they're most known for?
The most known Mount Rushmore.
They cleaned Mount Rushmore for free. They cleaned all the presidents for free.
Space Needle. I mean, they've cleaned so many.
Oh God!
They cleaned the archways in St. Louis. I mean, they've done it all, man. I mean,
for all I know, Ron, because I'm just saying, I'm going to get myself over to Italy one of these days. They might have cleaned part of the Vatican. These companies are so big. Listen, everybody thinks look, I was an owner operator when I first started, and most people in these groups, majority are owner operator. They think everything revolves around the owner operator. I'm going to charge that house $800 and I'll get done in 30 minutes. But that's if you can do that, that's fine. Pick and choose. I used to pick and choose the price what I wanted. But when you get in this big time world, there's big time companies. In 2012, I was giving away the Volunteer Year Award for the PWN. I did it for 5 straight years with Babe Ruth's family. And Paul Laramie, who's still a director today, says, "Hey, John, 2012, we're in Orlando. Cedar is allowing contractors for the first time to go into their event because their event was closed off only to manufacturers and distributors. Ron knows this. So I said, really? So Paul rented the car. Off we went in there, and I looked at all this amazing stuff. And I'm good friends today with Debbie McMurray, who's the director. She's great. And Boniface, the president now. But so I go in there, and one of the people I meet was Cyclone. And Cyclone, I get to drive. We get to look at the vehicle, check it out. And now 2013, I did a Vegas garage event, which I ran, and I did it there and had some big guys show up. Steel Eagle came. That's where I met Steel Eagle. Steel Eagle got my contacts. Cyclone came. And they're like, we're in a Rio hotel. Ron knows. We had the top floor of the hotel, and Cyclone brought their warp behind machine and their riding machine, and we all got to try it. Got to try this $200,000 machine, and I loved it. I just can't justify the expense because we do a lot of different things, but maybe one day. But I got this from CETA, and I had these pictures of golden. I got to sit in it. I was like, I'm sitting in it. At the time, it was $130,000. I'm sitting in a $130,000 machine. And Ron, I don't know if you know this. I was dealing with not the Waldorf Astoria, one of the biggest, the Carlton Ritz in New York. The owner, who's worth billions, I had a sit down call with his main guy and him. They called me. They want to set up this call because they have the Ritz-Carlton Hotel is 50 stories in New York. There's multiple ones, right? There's no water supply in the basement where the garage is, right? And I didn't have the ability to do something like that because it was a massive garage. And the glass building was above that. And it's one of my local contractors. Yes, let me just tell you the story.
I'm hungry, John.
Yeah, let me tell you the story. What happened in there was I pulled the Shark Tank on him. I say, you know what? I need these Cyclones. And Nick Iverson was involved in this thing. And New York City bought 14 of their vehicles. So what happened was I don't want to shell out the money. I learned to use other people's money. So now the owner of this Ritz-Carlton, and guess three-way call. We had this conference call, and he says, "John, listen, you're very knowledgeable in this stuff, and I think we could do what you want to do. I'm going to pay for the machines. I'll do it." What killed the deal was he said, "What I want from you is every garage you do with these machines here on in, I want 50%." Now my father's a businessman. I talked to my father. My father says, "John, look, the guy's worth about $5 billion. If anything goes wrong, you're done." Because they put the lawyers on me. And he said, my father said the other thing is, you're basically taking on a partner. Now, everything you do, they want 50%. So if I did, you can get $40,000, $50,000, $80,000 for a garage, he's going to get 50%. So I ended up not doing that deal. But I tell you, Ron, I think about that sometimes. I should have formed another company. But I met these people through CETA. And Ron knows this. One more story. That tech company, they say, "John, stop calling us a tech company. We are a real estate company." They own massive holdings around the world, 12,000 parking garages. I met them through their nephew, who, of all things, has a power washing $3 million a year company out in the Hamptons here. And he talked about the industry, and he said, "You know a guy named Ron Musgraves? I went to his event in 2010, 11. I said, "Oh, my God, I know Ron well." So I met these people at these events. And I did a little video today, and I think Ron might have saw it, that you go to these industry events, you network, you be a sponge, and you're around like-minded people. And in Ron's case, Ron loves doing free stuff. Whether you pay for my class, you go to Ron's event for free, you can't lose if you go to these things because you get knowledge. You don't need a 4-year degree you pay $200,000 for. You're going to pay for the hotel and made a flight. And you're going to go back with a lot of gold nuggets. And I can't express that enough. And people want to get mad at me. "John, don't wear that shirt." No, I'm an honest guy. I tell it like it is. And you get your asses down there to one of these events because it will speedball your learning curve. Anyway, Ron, I got to get out of here. I have to go to dinner. I'm going to get my...
Adios, John.
Great show,
guys. Tonight, John. I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Hey guys, Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute, Contractors First. Don't forget, guys, we got a ton of events going on this year. The biggest one, guys, I want to remind you of. It's coming up right now. It's the 19th and 20th. It's Trudy's event, man. It's free. John's piggybacking that event with a paid garage thing. But if you want to register there, nationalcleaningexpo.com, go there tonight. I threw the link down in the thing. Register for free for that event, man. It's absolutely free. It's going to be the largest training event, actual hands-on training event that's ever happened in our industry. Then don't forget, man, Marco Ramondo's coming back on the 9th, 10th, and 11th, or 9th, 10th, and 11th in Houston. Same thing. We're going to do it all over again. Huge training event in Houston in February. It's going to be big, guys. And then we got the Wood Fest going on the 24th, 25th, and 26th, the special engagement for the famous Young Guns event will be in Nashville, Tennessee, guys. Nashville, Tennessee. That'll be up soon. And if you want to check it out, Sealing and Stain Pros, Caleb Roth, he's throwing that event. He's the host of that event, like Trudy's hosting the Panhandle and Marco's hosting the Houston event. Caleb Roth at Stain and Sealing Pros is hosting that event. It's going to be the Young Guns event. You guys have heard of this event. It's a crazy event. It's awesome stuff. We look forward to seeing you guys out there, man. This is going to be a lot of fun training going on. There's a lot of other events in the industry, man. You got the IWCA, the PWNA going on too. Check them out. The PWMCA will be going on in February, also in Orlando. Go to their websites and check their stuff out, guys. Some of those are paid. Some of those have free things attached to them. But, guys, it doesn't matter. Paid or free events, man, they're all great events. There's no downplay on whether it's paid or whether it's free. No event is really free. It's costing Trudy and Shane from Panhandle Power Wash a lot of money per person to put this event on. So nothing's really free, guys. It's just they're absorbing the cost. They're going to come down there. They came to a lot of free training events when they first started in the industry, and they're blessed, and they want to give back to the industry, and that's for some of the reasons. Same thing with Marco Ramondo. Same thing with the Sealing and Stain Pros. Caleb Roth believes in free training events. These guys are out there. They're paying for these events. There's nothing for free. The instructors are absolutely dynamite, guys. I'm excited. Thanks for Chuck Hendricks coming on tonight, the UNCC safety director, guys. In this link somewhere is a link that you can get 2 free safety stickers. We only ask, guys, that you make sure that you actually put them on your vehicles and utilize those things. They're free, but they cost a lot of money, guys. So we want to make sure guys are using them out there promoting safety first, guys. Again, guys, what a great show it was tonight. Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute.